Hey guys, it's Cory from CoryBakerFilmmaker.com, and I just saw Blockers, written by Brian Kehoe and Jim Kehoe and directed by Kay Cannon. Saw this flick at Regal LA Live last week. You would have seen the whole special featurette that I made. Here's just a smidge.
Opened in 2009, the Regal LA Live became the West Coast flagship theater of Regal Cinemas. It also has been designated as the Barco Innovation Center, as all 14 screens employ the latest in Barco's laser projection system technology. It brought back the state-of-the-art Premier Cinema House with 20 plus premieres a year in its 806-seat Balcony Theater 1. It is also home inside Theater 6 to the first 4DX theater in the country, where seats move to the action on screen and special effects like wind, fog, mist, rain, and scents give a transcendent cinema experience unlike anything else. 3,772 seats over 14 screens. The Regal LA Live brings downtown back to the same level it was 100 years beforehand.
Moving on, the story about Blockers. This is essentially the new version of American Pie, if you will, but sort of the female-centered version. A group of girlfriends are all going to prom, and they've decided that they're going to lose their virginity, and their parents are not happy about this once they find out, and try and stop it, and hilarity ensues. I really enjoyed this flick. I didn't really think I was going to. There was something about it that just felt a little bit half-baked from the trailers and from the TV commercials and from the billboards I'm seeing everywhere. It just felt like they were trying too hard to make something work with the idea of not being able to say cock blockers. It just sort of felt a little bit not all there. It just an idea that got made into a movie, but it was really funny, and they had fantastic people throughout the entire thing. The parents, for one, Leslie Mann, John Cena, and Ike Barinholtz are all fantastic, proven commodities. But all the girls too, between Ramona Young and Kathryn Newton and Geraldine Viswanathan. Hope to God I said that right. It's the first time I ever tried to say it out loud, so excuse me if I didn't. They just all did a really bang up job. There's a bunch of great secondary performances in it that are fantastic too. I've been watching a lot of Good Wife again recently, so I'm very aware of Graham Phillips, and Hannibal Buress is fantastic. And Gary Cole has a very memorable little performance, another Good Wife alum. But the whole thing just sort of worked. It was very funny. It was thoroughly enjoyable. It kind of felt like, I imagine that if I was a high schooler right now and I saw it, I would have very similar reaction as when I was a high schooler and I saw American Pie. Because for me and my friends, when American Pie first came out, it was like a revelation. I mean, I had seen sort of like the goofy teen sex comedies before, but nothing really really stuck with me. I mean, like I could understand why Porky's was funny, but it didn't really seem to connect with me. But when I saw American Pie, I was just the right age at the right time, and bam, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Me and my friends used to call the Ruby Tuesdays that we go to dinner to Dog Ears, because that was the name of the place they went to in American Pie. We had an actual friend named Stifler, and that just further cemented the whole thing. We were obsessed with American Pie when we were 17, 18 years old, and I'm sure there's some kid who went to go see Blockers last night, and they're just like, wow, this is my fucking life, especially if they're a girl, because the story is of the high school girls, and it sort of fits in more with that version. But I can definitely see how guys would this isn't just a female story. It works across all ages and genders. Genre, it's not designed to be high art. So it's a definite Fast and the Furious rule designation because it's not meant to be like well shot or, you know, beautifully well done. And there's lots of little things that I would have preferred to be better, even given the context of the genre. So I mean, like, up front there were some sound problems where it sounded like they had to like ADR half the conversation between Leslie Mann and Ramona Young. It just felt like they weren't recorded at the same exact time. There was a lot of problems at the pre-prom party, which these are like two of the first scenes in the movie, with huge continuity issues where all of a sudden John Cena would be talking and he's elaborately going like back and forth, and then when they cut it to the other side, it's just not the same thing. He's doing something different over here. It's one of those things that you realize when you see the movie, but you don't realize on set. And it's especially tough with comedy because you're trying to make things, make it fresh and new every single time and allow people the sense to improv. And it can be tough to match everything perfectly. Kay Cannon, this is her directorial debut. She's more well known as being a writer. So she did all 3 Pitch Perfects. She did How to Be Single. She wrote on 30 Rock, and she created Girl Boss, which is a new show that I haven't seen. I guess I came into this movie not having incredibly high expectations. I had recently just seen Pitch Perfect 3 and was kind of disgusted by how badly they ruined that franchise in the third run for many different reasons, but I also felt that it felt too much like a cash grab, and the writing felt kind of that way too. Even though I think Kay Cannon is a good writer, I feel like there wasn't the magic of the original Pitch Perfect, and to a lesser degree the second Pitch Perfect wasn't there the third time around. So I was going in, I thought that Kay Cannon had written and directed it, and I was not necessarily, I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to be good. It wasn't going to be well written, but it was well written, and it wasn't written by Kay Cannon, so surprise. Kay Cannon did a fantastic job directing it for a first time out. It is so insanely difficult to direct something, and especially to direct for the first time. It's the type of thing that you only get better at by doing it multiple times. And she did a great job for it being her first time out. There were little tiny problems that literally any director, regardless of how much they're in it, are going to do. And I'm excited for her to get... I'm excited to see the next couple Kay Cannon movies. So I really hope, with the success of Blockers, that she gets to do a lot more things, because I'm in to check it out. The stars of this thing, really, to me, were the girls, the high school girls, because they were all so charming and so present and so with it, and they played their part in this film so well that I really wanted to just see more of them in their adventures. But it seemed to lean, percentage-wise, more time towards the parents. Now, this isn't a criticism of Leslie Mann or John Cena or Ike Barinholtz, because they all did a very good job, but it felt like I wanted to see the kids more, and I wanted to see the parents less. And even though the story is largely dependent on the parents trying to figure out where the kids are along the way and following along and getting in shenanigans because they're following the kids and finding themselves in these situations, I just really, like, there was a scene early on where they decided, the girls decided they were going to have sex, that they were going to do it tonight. It's prom night, it's time to do it, and the 3 of them just light up the screen. And then we follow it with the scene where the parents and the girls are all at this party, this pre-prom party, where, like, the parents are basically just, like, having drinks and grilling and stuff like that. And, you know, John Cena and Leslie Mann and Ike Barinholtz, they're all very funny, but they don't have the same chemistry as the girls do. And it was just so clear, just, like, right away you could say, like, you're like, I need more of those girls, I need less of these guys. But that being said, there's lots of There's lots of really great laughs throughout the whole thing. It's a lot of fun, and I would be hesitant to listen to too many reviews of people who say like this is stupid and shouldn't be, like don't bother, or like why does Hollywood keep making these stupid movies? Because this movie is not for them. Any crotchety film critic that you like, who discusses the intimate details of how a frame is made and stuff like this, is not the movie that they're going to enjoy. And you really shouldn't listen to what they have to say. Negative reviews on this flick from the hoity-toity elite are not going to make you decide whether or not you want to see this movie. It's Fast and the Furious. Do not go in thinking that you're going to get some Academy Award winner. This is just good fun. American Pie was not a great movie, like as far as an actual film goes, but it was incredibly enjoyable if you were the right age to enjoy it. Yo, keep it down. Parents can't find out about the leaderboard. This is the 11th time that I've gone to see a movie at Regal LA Live, so that's there. Moving on to the regular movie leaderboard. Again, this flick is tough. Its position on this board should not be the one that you look at. It's the Fast and the Furious board that's coming up in a second. But as far as an actual flick goes, it was fine. I'd give it a 7.2. Seems to be appropriate for if you're trying to judge it against something like Phantom Thread or, Shape of Water or something like that. But that's not where this movie is supposed to live. That's over in the Fast and the Furious leaderboard.
Drop. Too fast. Drop. Too furious. I'm too fast for y'all, man.
This is the type of movie that really takes leaps and bounds once you start leveling it up against the fun aspect of it, and not so much the artistic avenues of it. On the Fast and the Furious leaderboard, I would give this one a 9. I really enjoyed it. As far as like, just go there, have fun. Don't think too hard about it. You'll be fine. You'll laugh a lot. Could laughs have been better? Sure. Could there have been slightly better choices in casting that could have made it better? But yes, but you don't know these things until after the fact. And everyone played their hearts out, and they did a really good job. And yeah, just go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, that is it for me. If you want more, go to CoryBakerFilmmaker.com. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share, do all that sort of stuff. More of me on social media can be found at Facebook.com/CoryBakerFilm, or Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at LegendCB5. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and until then, I'm just going to try and sneak some alcohol away from my parents and have sex before they stop me.